All right, so welcome to Referral Success 101, Networking Like a Pro.
Yes.
And we're going to do introductions. So Marina, share with us who you are, what you do, and why you showed up today. What are you looking to get out of today's session?
Um, okay, good morning. My name is Marina Artemanova. I'm a founder and CEO of Marina Cornea Fine Pearls. I create fine pearls jewelry, and I'm here to understand what networking is all about because it looks like I'm still very confused and need a lot of guidance to understand how to do it,
Mhm.
right. So that's me.
Yes. Okay, well, we're going to give you some strategy today. And when you come on Tuesday, you're going to learn a lot of other in-person tacticals as well. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I got the book, Room Full of Referrals.
Okay.
I found it, so I'm reading it and doing some exercises in there.
Oh, fantastic. You are ahead of the game. I love it.
Hi.
Yes, there is a Room Full of Referrals book. My former business partner, Don Lyons, wrote it along with Dr. Tony Alessandra and Ivan Meissner. So, all right. So, David, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I didn't know it was a book, so I'll be looking at that. My name is David Hill Brown. I'm a owner and co-founder of Revive, Restore, and Purify Cleaning Services, which is a janitorial service that specializes in commercial cleaning, residential. We do also do pressure washing, window cleaning, carpet cleaning, floors. Uh, and everything associated with basically the inside of a building and all. I mean, we do some out external things as well. Today, what I want to receive from this workshop is just more, more insight. More insight on strategy of how to network, and how to just build relationships, more or less. So I just look forward to, anything I can learn, and continue to grow my mental mass and information.
I love it. Fantastic. Welcome, love. We're just doing introductions. So we want to know who you are and what you do and why you showed up today, what you want to get out of today's session. So I'll give you a second to think about that and we'll get
Okay.
Andrew to introduce himself. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hello, everybody. New business owner. I run Trustwise Marketing. We have a small to mid-sized business CRM platform that we provide, and we also provide people with digital marketing services like ads and emails and text messaging and things like that. I think I'm here today I really want to learn how to build better connections when networking and how to just make those connections more valuable when I do meet new business owners and potential referral partners.
Great. And what do you mean by make them more valuable?
I think I can dive deeper into the relationship. I feel like sometimes I kind of keep it surface level. Personally, I'd like to connect more with these business owners, maybe even beyond just the business standpoint, so we can have something that goes a little bit further than just referring people and getting business for each other.
I love it. All right, you're in the right place. I love what I'm hearing, Andrew. Great.
Awesome.
All right, love, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Love, and I am with Serenity Family Home Care, where we provide home care services to the elderly and people that are recovering from surgery. And yeah, just anybody who needs help with personal needs at home. So I'm here today. I've taken this class before, but my goal this year in my business is to expand in private pay to get more private pay clients. And at this point, I'm still doing the marketing myself. So I just want to learn more tips on how to market effectively to get the right clients, how to interact with people in networking events in a way that produces results.
Awesome. And I hope you're coming to Roomful on Tuesday, because that's going to help a lot too. Yes?
Tuesday, I'll
Yes.
see.
Roomful of referrals. Yes, yes, yes. Come, love. You're going to learn a lot more of the effective connecting in person. Yes. And Andrew, you should come too. I know you're local. So Neil, we've been doing introductions and everyone's gone. So it's your turn. We want to know who you are and what you do and what interested you in showing up today. What are you hoping to get out of today?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. First of all, my apologies. I had a little trouble there connecting, not because of your link, but because of my internet connection. So finally managed to get on and reboot and so forth. So my name is Neil Palacci. I'm a divorce consultant and financial coach. And as a divorce consultant, I work with a female clientele specifically to help them in pre-pending and post-divorce situations. All financial and not transactional. So I'm not involved in the management of money or the sale of investments or insurance, but rather just working with the issues themselves, whether it's real estate, spousal support, budgeting, where do I live, what am I going to do for work if that comes into play, how much am I paying for my cable bill, things like that. So that's the work. I'm also the founder of the Divorce Transition Professionals, which is a national network of professionals and chapters in 6 states, which is how I met Maile, and she'd spoken at one of our chapters. And I'm here to learn. Always something to learn.
Yes. And Neil, where do you hail from? Where are you?
Well, I'm originally from London, England, but I live in Thousand Oaks, California, Southern California, in between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara.
All right. So the chapter I saw you at, when was that? Tuesday? Was in your hometown.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed it was, yes.
Yes. So fantastic. Well, welcome, Neil. And I'm hoping that you and I can maybe set up a time to talk one-to-one so we can get to know each other better. I would love to.
I would like that. Thank you.
Awesome. And I 100% mean that genuinely. And this is a strategy I teach my clients. Just side note, I always say, book a meeting from a meeting, right? So this is one of my tips, book a meeting from a meeting. And the best way that we build those deeper connections, especially like what you were talking about, Andrew, where you go beyond just the business conversation, is in those one-to-one conversations where we get to know each other personally as well as professionally. So those are really important strategy. So I have a ton of information to share with you today. And originally this program was 2.5 hours. But I know that we all are time conscious. So I squished it into 90 minutes. I want you to walk away with something that you can implement today in your business. And I want it to be relevant to you. So, you know, I want this to be interactive. I do have a lot to share, so I will talk a lot, but feel free to interrupt me at any time. If you have a question, if you didn't catch what I said, or you want me to repeat it or say in a different way, or ask how it's relevant to you and your business. This time is for you to be able to learn and grow and help you get the business that you want in your business. So I do have a lovely PowerPoint. So let's get that started and we'll get rolling. Okay. All right. So welcome to Referral Success 101. Yay. All right, just a little bit about my background. I am not a natural networker. What? I know. I am. I grew up inherently shy and naturally introverted. And I'll always remember when we moved from Hawaii to California, and I had to start in that new school and all the knots and the butterflies in my stomach and just so nervous. I was so self-conscious and I just felt alone. I felt like an outsider and I wasn't sure how we would connect. And let me tell you, the culture in Hawaii and California were very different. I found California to be very cold. From a warm and aloha spirit of the islands to California. And so one of the ways that I grew out of my shyness was by joining groups and teams. And in college, I got really involved in competitive dance, and I was in a performing arts group, and we toured all over the US, performed in stadiums and all kinds of great venues in front of tens of thousands of people. Shy little me. And what I learned is when I teamed up with other people who had similar goals and similar values and similar work ethic, I could go further than I ever imagined on my own. So after graduating from college, I went directly into the business world, into residential real estate sales. My first career was real estate. And when you get into real estate, it's a sales job, right? And I wanted to be an entrepreneur and be in charge of my own business and my life and my destiny. You know, I had all those entrepreneurial passions and visions and dreams and desires. And I learned cold calling and door knocking. Anyone here do any cold calling or door knocking? Anyone experienced in those things? Super fun, right? And they're great foundational business development tactics to learn. And they also taught me open houses. All these things are talking to strangers. And guess what? I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of shy still. This is a little bit challenging. And the other thing they tell you to do is they tell you to talk to everyone that you know and let them know that you're in business. So I'm calling on my friends who are either still in college, just out of college, maybe in law school or something, right? And I'm like, hey, you want to buy a house? And they pretty much laughed at me. They're like, what? That's crazy. So someone told me you should go network. And so I remember I went to a very crowded, very busy Walnut Creek Chamber of Commerce mixer. And the first moments when I walked in, I had those butterflies in my stomach again. And then I just started meeting people and I met some great people and I started making these connections and I had this epiphany. I said, I can grow my business team just like I had my dance team and my debate team and all the team things that I did. And so I was focused on building my business through relationship and referral. So I studied everything I could about it. I learned behavioral styles, which is the DISC profile. I read books, I went to seminars, I got mentors, I got coaching. I learned everything I could about building business through relationships and referrals. So the referral systems that I teach today are what took me to the top 5% of realtors here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And the great news is it's a learnable skill. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And it is such a wonderful, enriching way to do business. It's about helping other people as a way of growing your business. And it feels so good to be of service and to help other people and to do it together and not have to feel alone in our businesses. So that's a little bit about my passion and why I do what I do. So 12 years ago, I left the real estate business and started my coaching consulting business because people started asking me to talk at their groups, right? Just like my friend Martha asked me to talk at Neil's group on Tuesday, saying, hey, can you share what you know? Because this is a great thing and we all should be practicing this, especially for in networking groups, right? So when we decide to get business, there are just a handful of ways to generate new business. We've got cold calling and door knocking, which still exists today. I know that real estate companies worldwide are still teaching door knocking. As a matter of fact, I know I've had clients with Edward Jones, and Edward Jones required their agents to door knock for the first 5 years of their agency. Now that got lifted during COVID, but door knocking still exists and cold calling still exists. I mean, we all get the spam likely on our phone every day, right? And during the pandemic, people started knocking on our LinkedIn door, right? Like, hey, we should connect so I can sell you my services, right? So door knocking and cold calling still exists. It still works. And it's a huge gap. It's a huge numbers game, right? We've got advertising, which can be highly expensive and it can be affordable too, because now we've got the traditional advertising, like your Super Bowl ads, your TV and different things like that, and print and all those advertising. But we also have Facebook ads and all our SEO and internet advertising as well. And we've got direct prospecting and referrals. So it's good to have a combination to do different things in your business, right? And, you know, just like with a good financial portfolio, we want to diversify. And we want to find what works for us, right? And for me, I focus on referrals. I still do other things. You will find me on social media. Because we still want to remind people we're in business and be relevant and be, one of the things we want to do is we want to make it easy for people to refer us, right? So even though I focus on referrals, I do some of these other things so it helps my network refer me. Okay. So the referrals are a key piece. And I absolutely believe there's a huge wave of opportunity right now for even more significant referral business, because there is overwhelm when you go online, right? There's so much information, there's so many choice, there's so much going on. We as experts can help our clients filter through all that information and help them make the right choice for them. And people really seek out referrals. I was at a conference and they were talking about the different generations. And even though like millennials, you know, have grown up online and they do everything online, they still, before making a big decision, they will check with friends and family. Right? So, you know, we want to know, is this like, what should I do? Who should I go to when there's so many choice? And when someone knows someone, it just makes it so much easier, right? It's like, oh, you know someone? Oh, that would be really great if I could get that introduction, right? So it just is that human connection that people crave, and knowing, and when people we trust others, then we trust them, right? So there's lots of statistics to back this up. Even B2B, business to business buyers are influenced by WOM, word of mouth, right? Word of mouth. Okay. So in a perfect world, we would only have the very best clients. We have steady stream of business coming in. We'd have to meet with fewer prospects because we'd convert so many of them at a high rate. We'd have this thriving business and a growing team, and we live at that significant life, right? That dream, that vision we have when we get into business for ourselves. We're like, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to have all the time in the world and I'm going to be so successful. And then the work hits and we're like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these things. So now I know that most people, when they get into business, they know they need clients and they do some activity. And yes, a lot of people start their first couple of clients are usually by referral, but they're doing some activity, right? They're doing some things, they're getting the word out about their business. And then they get a client and then they're like, oh, they're working on the client. Hi, Melinda, welcome. Good to see you. I'm in the thick of things, so just join in and pipe in if you have any questions. So we start with some activity. We get a client, and then we start working on that client, and then the activity like goes down. And this is and then we finish serving the client, and then we have to go out and do more activity. So this is the reason why so many new business owners experience the roller coaster of revenue, right? The ups and downs. So how do you stay consistent and get consistent business and serve your clients? So before you get that ideal client to sign on the dotted line, I believe we can become a master at networking and referrals. And just the power behind that word of mouth, that that recommendation when someone says, this is who you can call when you need this help and support, right? And the power of that. And the amazing thing about doing business through relationship referral is it's like there's like a similarity to compound interest, right? Because when you build the relationship, and we nurture it over time, it continues to thrive and people get better and better at referring us. So now there's different referral training that I've seen out in the marketplace, and a lot of referral training focuses solely on client referrals. I wanted a different strategy personally than just relying on those client referrals. And client referrals are great. We want our clients to refer us, and that's great. When I was in the real estate business to consumer versus B2B, business to business, it was more challenging. You have to talk to a lot more, because if your client is an employee, right, they get a paycheck, they show up to work, and they just have stuff, right? There's a difference in the mentality of other entrepreneurs who understand how valuable a referral is. And our clients, sometimes they don't get in front of a lot of our a lot of other potential clients for us, right? They go, if they're an employee, they go, from their home with a few people to their office, and they have the same people they see every day, back and forth, back and forth. And of course, we all know those that are social butterflies, but that's the exception and not the rule. So sometimes our client referral programs are too sporadic. I wanted something more consistent and something that was proactive, that I could make it happen faster, on demand, right? I want on-demand business, right? And the other problem I see is that people confuse networking and prospecting, because we're told, hey, you want business? Go network. Okay. So then everyone goes to the networking event. They're like, hey, buy my stuff. Right. And they're selling to everybody. They're like, hey, you need insurance? Hey, right. Well, have you ever gone to a networking event thinking, oh, I want to find someone to buy my insurance with? Right? Have you ever gone to buy something? So if we're going to a networking event and everyone's there to sell, and no one's there to buy, what the heck are we doing? Right? So we need a better strategy. This is where we build referral relationships. All right, so here are these are three simple steps I'm going to share with you today to a full pipeline. Number one, having a clear message. Number two, building your referral team. And number three, activating your network, getting your network to do what you want them to do, i.e. send you business. Okay. All right, so the first thing we need is a clear message. We need to have a clear message, okay? If we're relying on word of mouth, we need to be able to say what we do in a way so our network can clearly share that with the people they encounter and the people that they want to refer you, right? So we need to have a message that they can clearly understand and be able to promote us and differentiates us from everyone else who does what we do. Okay. We want to have a message that has an emotional impact. So Simon Sinek wrote a book, Start With Why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So most of the time when people share, here's what I do, right? They share what they do, and then they try and make their differentiating factor how they do it, right? Well, I have a 21-point plan, blah, 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 right? What really moves people to take action is emotion. So when we can say why we do what we do, when we have emotion behind our message and we have passion, that passion is referable. That emotional message creates advocates, right? So I've met a lot of people in my day, right? Done a lot of networking, right? Been in BNI for a long time, things like that. And I know there was a time this is a story from a number of years ago, but we were interviewing to get one person in the insurance business, right? And I talked to one of the guys that had his application into our networking group. And I said, so, tell me about how you got into this business. And he's like, I don't know. It just happened. I just got stuck here and it is what it is. It's what I do. But I'm like, that is so uninspiring, right? I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It was pretty much, it was just like, yeah, this is what I do. Right. I talked to one of the other guys that had his application in, and he was like super passionate and he had his vision. He was like telling me his vision and how he wanted to help people and how this was incredible service that he provided and all these things. Like he had a clear passion. So guess who he chose? The one who had the emotional, passionate visionary message, right? It's more inspiring. That's who we want to refer. So have a passionate message that clearly separates you from your competition and shows why you are unique, you are valuable, and why people should refer you, and is a message that your network can share. Okay? And this is something I work with all my clients. I call it your emotionally charged connection, your ECC. So you hear my clients say ECC, okay, for short, emotionally charged connection, okay? So another part of our creative message is we want to have a clear vision and mission, okay? So we need to know where we're going and what our compass is. So that vision is like, what's the vision, where we're going, okay? What's the vision of the business? Okay, what does it look like? What are we working toward? And then the mission is that compass that says who we are, who we serve, what's our unique value in how we do it and all that, right? And so when you are clear, now this is not something that you say, okay, let me read you my mission, right? But when you are clear about your vision and your mission, you don't have to tell people that you have it. They will sense it, right? And this is going to be part of the power of your messaging, okay? And you will be clear. You will be clear, and it will help you move in the right direction, okay? All right. So another part of our vision, of course, is like, how much money do we want to make? Okay. This is the bottom line that business owners are concerned with. Dollars. Okay. What is my income going to be? Okay. So what is your goal? What's the revenue you achieved last year? What's the revenue that you want to achieve this year? And then how much by referral? Okay. So when we look at all the ways that business comes to us, right? We get a random call off a Yelp. That's one thing. But if we're getting referrals over here, that's another thing. So we want to look at what are the different ways that business is coming to us. Okay. And see where that is. Okay. So then we want to see, okay, what do we need to solve for? So who here wants to earn less than they did last year? Okay, no one. All right. Who wants to earn more? Yes. Okay. All right. So what is that difference? Okay. And how are we going to get it? Are we going to work harder? Right? No, let's work smarter. Now, here's another little tip I want to share with you. When you are developing those great referral relationships, you want to share with them your goals. And when we share a number goal, like revenue or number of clients we want to work with, anything like that, we also want to share the vision and what that will do. So I want you to think about your goals. And when you achieve that goal, what will that do for you? Will that allow you to buy new equipment, right? So you can, serve your clients even better. Will that allow you to, fully fund your retirement so you have more security? Will that let you, pay off some loans? Will that allow you to, whatever that is for you? So, and it's also your life. So here's one of my referral partners. What I remember, this was a number of years ago. She said, here's my goal. And when I achieve this, I get to take my granddaughters to Disney Paris. That's my goal. And so she was a young mom, and so she's a young grandma. So she's very active. And I grew up with no grandmothers around. And when I heard this, and yes, she's a dear friend of mine. Her name's Deanne Hayes. She does promotional products and marketing, great, incredible things. So when she told me this, I was motivated, because even though I didn't know her granddaughters, I wanted her granddaughters to have that experience with their grandmother, something that I never experienced, having an awesome experience with a grandmother. So yes, I wanted it for my friend, but I also wanted it for her granddaughters. And so, of course I referred her, and other people referred her, and she got a bunch of business, and she took her granddaughters to Disney Paris. So that we can achieve our goals together, right? So I want to just check in real quick, see how everyone's doing, and see if you want to share what's something that you're working towards. So when you hit that revenue goal, what will that do for you? Anything that someone's working toward that they want to share? Andrew.
Um,
Hi.
I can go, or Melinda, or I'll go first.
You can go. I think I heard you first.
Um, I definitely want to be able to take my family and travel around with them and just create some great memories for the younger kids and nephews and nieces in my family, alongside with um, taking my grandparents places that they haven't been and helping them see a little bit more of the world. Um, and a good amount of retainer clients would definitely allow me to do that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Andrew. I love it. And Melinda, we all did introductions at the beginning. Do you want to share who you are, what you do, and what you wanted to, why you showed up today? What you want to get out of
Sure. Sure. Melinda Holmes. I have a lead generation agency called Above the Lead, and I help small businesses get exposure on LinkedIn and find highly qualified leads for them on LinkedIn and help them build a relationship and engage the right way to build that right connection with their prospects. And that's what I do.
And what made you show up today?
Well, I'm all about referrals. I'm part of a networking group, BNI, and we're all about building relationships, helping one another, and giving referrals to help our businesses grow and to get each other clients. And so I've known Maile from some time and wanted to learn more about how to really give a really great referral and build a better referral strategy. So getting some great information so far already.
Awesome. And do you want to share your vision, your goal for what what you wanted to share?
Right. So I guess to piggyback off of Andrew, traveling is definitely one of my main goals, to travel with my family. As you know, after COVID and everyone getting back in traveling, the price of travel has gone up tremendously. So it definitely traveling. And I also want to provide contract work for people in different industries where they can have supplementary income in addition. So like as I grow, I want to grow my income and my revenue so that I can hire others to help them with that are contractors, to give them opportunities as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for letting me share.
All right. Does anyone else want to share?
Yes, me.
Oh,
So,
All right. All right.
my
Marina, you go, and then David can go after Marina.
my big goal is to leave my children a legacy, a business that they can thrive on. And my very, very small goal for my first year is actually to repay because I funded all my business all by myself. So I need to repay some debts, and I need to generate income that I lost during two very different, out of my, not of my creation, the problems that I had. And I actually want to lay the foundation with solid business understanding, and that's my goal for my first year, and 120,000 years of revenue.
All right. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, everybody. For me, it's like a trifecta. I wanna create like build a brand, like a turnkey type brand that expands enough to give me free time to help train other people in job training while building a legacy, and freeing up time to build my family while I'm able to still give back by basically giving more opportunities, giving more jobs, and create a service in the service industry that can also give people a peace of mind. So it's like a multi-factor of things that ultimately is the goal.
I love it. Lots of reasons to get up every morning, right? Ah, all right. All right. Welcome back, Neil. Okay. Does anyone else, Love, do you want to share anything? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yes, of course, my two grandbabies. I want to leave them something because that's something I didn't get from my own grandparents, and I want their life to be easy, and I want to be able to spend more time with them. I only have one son, but two grandbabies, so my empire is expanding. I want to leave them a legacy, and I want to be able to spend more time with them. So the more I grow in my business, the more I'm able to travel and visit them and spend time with them.
Awesome. Fantastic. Good. Well, we all have some great reasons why we do what we do. And so don't be afraid to share that, especially with your very best referral partners. All right, so I'm going to dive back into the presentation. Oh, I gotta go. Find the slide. I thought it was important to connect. Okay, so again, more about the clarity of message, right? So you want to be clear about your message. You want to be clear about your vision, your mission, why you do want to do. And also, you also want to be clear on your target market and that your message resonates with your ideal client and target market. This is one of my clients, Julia, and she, like me, was super shy. Actually, the first time I met Julia, I basically had to put my ear to her lips to hear what she had to say. And after coming through my Certified Networker program, her confidence just soared, and she had a clearer message and vision. She like cleared up all of those things, her message, her vision, her mission, her target market. And I got to see her share her emotionally charged connection, which was so powerful, in a room full of about 100 business professionals. She did use a microphone, but she had found her voice, she had found her confidence, she had so much purpose and passion, and her story was so incredible. There was not a dry eye in the audience, and her business nearly tripled in just a matter of months. It was crazy. Just so incredible. This is kind of a long testimonial from Jim. He's he has a design build firm here in Walnut Creek, and he hired me because he wanted to kind of move towards retirement, and he was the main rainmaker for his business, and so he hired me to train his designers as well so they could start generating business, right? Well, we worked on the emotionally charged connection, the message. He got so fired up, he went out and got even more business. And we got his team to do more business as well. So they hit their 6-month goal before the end of the first quarter. So that passion, when we have more purpose and we have our clear message, it just makes everything even more fun and easier and joyful, right? All right, so the second thing to fill your pipeline full is to have a referral team. And we want to build strategic relationships with people who have connections, relationships, they have influence with your potential clients, with people in your target market. I went to UCLA, so I got to throw in a John Wooden quote here. The main ingredient of stardom is the rest of the team. Okay, referral marketing is a team sport. So here is a visualization, your sphere, your referral network. A lot of people call it your sphere of influence, right? And this is a graphic that I use all the time with my clients. And it just shows just the layers within our sphere. So everyone in our sphere can send us referrals, right? Our mom can send us referrals, our neighbor, our friend from college, our, coworker from a previous job, lots of people. Referrals can come from anywhere, okay? And when we want to be more effective, more strategic, more purposeful, and be more efficient, we want to see, okay, who can we spend our most quality time with that's going to get us the biggest result. So when we look at, there's 8 sources of referrals. I do all of this in Certified Networker, but just to give you an overview, the number one source of referrals. So one we already said is a great source is clients, but the even better source, I'm just going to cut to the chase and give you the answer. The number one source is your contact sphere. Your contact sphere are those businesses and professions that are complementary to yours and not competing, right? So you are serving a similar client, that we can serve the same client, just we do different things for that client. We have different services. Okay, so we're having a similar conversation with similar client. What I love about the group that Neil created, that founded the Divorce Transition Professionals, he created basically contact spheres, right? His groups are contact spheres. All these people are dealing with people going through divorce, and they serve them in different capacities so they can easily refer back and forth. Okay, that's the most powerful thing. If you're in a bigger network that has more people than just your contact sphere, a majority of the business you give and a majority of the business you receive will be within your contact sphere. Okay, so we want to identify what are those professions, and then we want to identify who do we want to really be strategic in a referral relationship, and then we create a power team relationship with that person, and then over years we can become referral partners. So it is a progress, right? So we want to bring people to that inner circle and be able to refer business back and forth. And here's the great news is that for most businesses, you only need 6 to 8 in that inner circle, like power team referral partner, really great ones. You only need like a handful to have all the referrals that you desire. Okay. Now it does take some time to cultivate those, and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay. So then you're more efficient. So the first step is to identify those professions. So who else is serving your client just in a different capacity? Who else is advising your client and giving them recommendations on services? Okay, who has influence with your ideal client? Who, when you are talking to your clients, can you refer to because they're saying, oh, I also have this problem and I have this problem, right? You're like, oh, I don't do that, but I know someone who does. So who could you be referring to? Okay. And maybe they don't even like ask for the referral yet, but you can see already like, oh, if I knew someone, I could help them with that. Okay. So what are those professions that you could refer? What are those professions you do refer? And who could be referring you? This is a list. So I challenge you, and this is what I do with my certified networkers. I challenge them to make a list of 20 or more professions so you can start building your contact sphere. Okay. And then we want to work smarter, not harder. And here's the thing with who you want to bring into the inner circle. Okay. The number one criteria of a great referral partner, number one criteria, any guesses? Any guesses? No one's going to go out on a limb? Should I just tell you? Number one criteria of a great referral partner, you like them. You enjoy spending time with them. You think they're a good person. You respect them. They inspire you. Okay. Great thing about being a business owner, you get to pick your team, right? If you've ever had a job before, your boss picked your team, or your boss's boss picked your team. You get to pick your team. Okay. Pick people you like. There's plenty to choose from. Okay. People who share your values and your, beliefs and all of that. Okay. So pick people you enjoy spending time with, because the best referral relationships are those relationships who are both personal and professional. When we cross over into that personal, it is so powerful. Okay. All right. And there's so much more I could show you with that, but I gotta make sure I get through everything. Okay. So work smarter. So you want to be building relationship with your referral team, finding those great contacts for your professionals. Okay. And building the relationship. You want to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. And guess what? You got to show up to do that. You got to be actively looking and for those relationships. This is another one of my clients. Definitely like just being able to clearly understand who she needed to talk to and what her message was to those people changed her business extraordinarily. Okay, so when we are building those key relationships, we go through what I call the VCP process: visibility, credibility, profitability. Anyone have heard this phrase before? VCP, visibility, credibility, profitability. Anyone here in BNI? Okay. Okay. So Asentiv is a franchise I own, and Asentiv was founded by Ivan Meisner, who also founded BNI. So this is why you get CEUs. If you're in BNI, you get CEUs for being here. So remember to put in your CEUs. All right. So visibility, credibility, profitability. Visibility is where you know the person's name, you can recognize them when you see them, and you know what they do. Okay. And because it's a relationship, it goes both ways. Right. So I say, hey, David, how's it going? He's like, oh, hey. Oh, yeah, you're that chick with the long blonde hair. Okay. Right. So then I don't even have visibility yet if he doesn't remember my name or what I do. Okay. So visibility. I see a lot of people thinking they're visibility marketing or networking, and you see them, they make the rounds, they go to a bunch of local events, and then they're gone. We're like, I don't know who that person was, right? That's why being in a group and building relationships, and I would say pick three groups to be active in, different types. Okay. So like BNI, chamber, Rotary, whatever, industry association. I'm getting off topic, but I'm fired up today. Okay. So when we come consistently, we can get to learn everyone. Okay. If someone doesn't know your name, they can't refer you. They're like, oh, call that dude. That doesn't work. Okay. So you got to know. And this is why when you are introducing yourself, even if it's a weekly 30-second, you want to say your name. Okay. Because some people are slow learners. Some people don't always pay attention. Okay. We need to remind them who we are and what we do. It's our job to remind people we're still in business. Okay. And train our referral team. All right. So credibility is where trust has been established, expertise has been shown. You find them referable, they find you referable. Referrals start to exchange. Okay. Most of your referral relationships will be in that credibility phase. Okay. Now, it takes time to build trust, right? Have you ever known someone for a really long time, but you would never refer them? Okay. So just because time has elapsed, don't just think that referrals are automatic. You have to continually to earn those referrals, show your expertise, show your trustworthiness. Okay. And profitability is where you've built that referral relationship so strong, you're proactively working on referrals for each other. It's reciprocal and it's consistent. So you're exchanging referrals on a regular basis with that person. Okay. What I find is that the profitability is the same as that inner circle referral partnership. It usually takes at least 3 years to create a great referral partnership in profitability, where you're consistently, proactively, consistently exchanging referrals. Okay. All right. So with your referral team, the way that referrals work is based on the law of reciprocity. When you give, you will receive. So it's all about giving first. Okay. It's like, how can I help you? Okay. Thinking about, okay, like I was at BNI the other day and a few weeks ago, and Benson, who's our architect, said, I'm trying to find vendors. I need a kitchen supply, blah, blah, blah. And so one of my certified networkers is a kitchen designer. She's an interior designer and does a lot of kitchens, restaurant kitchens. And so I called her. I said, hey, Kathy, who's your vendor? And so she shared her vendor. I shared it with Benson. He said, thank you for listening. Right? So when you're in those meetings and you hear people's asks, you should have pen and paper writing notes so you can remember how you can help them. Okay. I'm getting a little lectury. I apologize. All right. I get excited about this. It's fun to help, but like he was so happy that I helped him with that. I actually got him 2 names. One of my other friends gave me a name too, or a big industrial restaurant supply. Anyways. Okay. So what does it take to develop your referral team? Givers gain, the platinum rule, and it's all my fault. These are 3 main philosophies I use. You're like, those sound a little funny, Miley. All right, givers gain. I think we're all familiar with that law of reciprocity. Givers. Platinum rule. This is what I'll be talking about on Tuesday at Room Full of Referrals. It's based on behavioral style. So a lot of us have heard the golden rule, do unto others as you wish they do unto you. The platinum rule is treat people the way they want to be treated based on behavioral style. Okay. So there's 4 basic behavioral styles. You got the go-getter, the promoter, the nurturer, the examiner. Okay. And, and when we understand people's fears, their motivations, their communication style, when we understand where they're coming from, we can serve them at a higher level. We can communicate with them better. We can build better relationship. All right. And then the third philosophy is it's all my fault. What is this philosophy? So one of the things about referrals is they come from other people. So I can't tell you how many times I've heard from people like, oh, if so-and-so would just like, they could totally be referring me and they're not. If they just, just get off their duff and do it, right? I would have more business, right? So there's the blame game. And what I know is that if I'm not getting that referral from that referral source, there's something I can do about it, right? It's my responsibility to earn those referrals. There's actions I can take, right? Like helping them out, things like that. Actually, with my certified networkers, we have a whole, we have our networking scorecard with all our proactive activities. Okay. There are things that I can do to earn those referrals, and maybe that's not the right referral source. I can go to somebody else. I can build another person, find someone else in that same position, in that same profession in my contact sphere, and develop that relationship. Okay. All right. So we got a room full of referrals coming up. I have an updated slide later on. All right. A lot of people know about it already. All right. So another thing to develop your referral team, this is what I was talking about at the beginning, is, I was saying book a meeting from a meeting. So whenever you go to an event, you want to find, okay, who's contact sphere? Who do I want to know? Book a one-to-one. Say, hey, can we grab some coffee? Hey, can we do a 20-minute Zoom? Anything, like get to know them. And when we're developing our referral team, we want to build build that referral relationship personally and professionally. So there's a thing we call the GAINS profile. It's an acronym, stands for goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. It's a great way to help facilitate that conversation. There's so much in there I don't have time to go into, but it's a fantastic way to help develop that relationship. And of course, we always want to ask, how can I help? And when they ask us, how can I help you? We want to have an answer as well. And I've got a bunch of strategies on that. Okay. This is Rebecca. She is a driven woman. She is incredible. And she was working so many hours in her business. She was referred to me, and she was a little bit uncertain about the time commitment because she was already overstretched, but she's like, I got to be working smarter, not harder. And so she invested, she joined my VIP level, Referrals for Life, and did everything. And when she came to Roomful of Referrals, she rewrote her entire website based on the behavioral style communication and everything she learned there. And she's constantly, gaining more and more business through the strategies she learned through Certified Networker and Referrals for Life. This is Jane. She was actually referred to me by another business coach. Very well liked, very well had lots of contacts. She was very busy in the Danville Chamber, but her pipeline was empty. All we had to do, she already had the relationships. All we had to do was get them activated. Just identify and have the specific referral conversations, and boom, her business skyrocketed within months. And within a year, she had doubled her business and quadrupled her profits, and was able to hire a full-time design assistant. Okay. So it's all, you got to build those referral sources. So this is the power and the magic. Okay. So you have these clients that you want. Okay. Anyone here try and cold call or prospect? No cold callers in the group. All right. So David does some. Okay. So Baylor University did a study, and it took on average 10 hours of prospecting to get an appointment with a qualified prospect. And only 1 in 20 of those cold prospects would close. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of time and effort and work, isn't it? So what's an easier way? Is we develop these key relationships who already have trust and influence with our prospects. We build the relationship, they introduce us and make the referral. Now, does it take time to build those key relationships? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes, because the cool thing is, with cold calling and direct prospecting, you just spend the time. When you invest in your referral relationships, it's an investment that pays dividend, because once they know you, they know how to refer you. You know what? Giving a referral feels great. Doesn't it feel good when you give a great referral? You're like, oh my gosh, it feels so good, right? You help people. It feels great to give. So when someone else gets to give to you, and then it feels good, and of course we do all the things to keep them feeling good, they will do it again, and they'll get better at it over time. Okay. So keep developing. So I'm hoping that you're writing down some names. Like, who would you write in on this sheet, if this was a sheet, right? As your referral sources. Who are you cultivating as referral sources? Who would you write down? What, name names. Okay. Who are those people for you? All right. So, okay. This is what Melinda came here for. The 5 steps of the referral process. This is how to give and receive higher quality referrals. Okay. So there's always 3 people in a referral: the referral giver, the referral receiver, and the prospect. Okay. 3 people in a referral. When you look at these 5 steps, what I love about them is when this is done well, it's a win for all 3 people. It always should be, right? Okay, so if we're going to look at it from the aspect of we're the giver, okay, if we're going to give a referral and we're going to say, I recommend this person, I'm putting my name and reputation and aligning it with this person in this business, saying, I recommend this person. What do we need to feel and have with that other business person to feel comfortable and confident making that recommendation and referral? Anyone know?
What do we need to feel? What do we need to know about? I think we need to know that they're trustworthy.
Yes, love. Step 1 is trust. Step 1 is trust. Okay. We have to build trust. So the first step to higher quality referrals are higher levels of trust. So how does someone earn your trust? Do you meet them once and say,
No.
I trust you 100% completely, right? So trust takes time, right? How we show up over time. So when we are showing up consistently in our networking groups, we want to consistently create trust. Okay. So do we show up? Are we professional? Are we prepared? Are we kind? Are we considerate? Are we thinking of others? Are we helping others? Okay. Do we return phone calls? Right? Do we thank people when they help us? Right? All of these things. Okay. So we are constantly needing to earn trust. Once you earn that trust, do you keep it forever? No, we have
Yeah.
to maintain it.
Yes.
Right? You don't want to lose it, because once you lose it, woo, it's an uphill battle to get that back. Okay. So trust is essential. And the higher level trust, the higher quality of the referral. Okay. I'm just going to mention this real quick. When we're building our network, we want to build our network wide because we want to know enough people, and we want to build it deep because we want to build that trust. Okay. And we want to focus, of course, on our referral team. Okay. And the more trusted relationship we have, the higher level referrals we'll give. Okay. So because if someone says, hey, I have a referral for you, I met them in the grocery store line yesterday, right? What's the level of trust? It's like little, they just met them in the grocery store line. But if I say, hey, I've got a referral for you, this is my best friend of 20 years, right? High level of trust. Okay. So the higher level of trust, the higher quality referral. Okay. Second step, we need to know when we're standing in the middle of a referral. The second step is business knowledge. Okay. What do your clients say when they're in need of your product or service? What do they do? Do they, if you're a chiropractor, like, are they doing this? Are they like, right? Okay. That could be a referral for the chiropractor. So what do we look for? What do we listen for on your behalf? How do we know we're standing in the middle of a referral? Okay. What are your products? What are your services? Okay. What's your target market? What's your ideal client? All these things. Now, it's a smaller step. There's a lot we can learn about each other's businesses, but it's a lot easier. Trust is a more significant step. Business knowledge, we can meet someone at a mixer and be like, hey, what do you do? What's your ideal client? You know, what areas do you serve? You know, what are your price points? Yeah, we can easily have those conversations. And we want to get more strategic and figure out how we can be more proactive to create referral opportunities. So there's a lot in there that we talk about more, but we only have short time today. Okay, so business knowledge. How do you know you're standing in the middle of a referral? Now, referrals are everywhere, okay? Because people have problems, they have challenges, okay? And referrals are solutions to those problems and challenges, okay? So they're everywhere. So someone's like, oh, I want to lose weight. Okay. Now, one of the things that I see happen all the time, and people's hearts are absolutely in the right place, but they hear that need and they're like, oh my gosh, I got the person for you. You gotta talk to Rebecca. Oh my gosh, blah, 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 right? And we like start to push and overwhelm them. We're like, oh, you should use this person, right? So if we want to give higher quality referrals, we want to take a breath and do step 3, which is qualify the need or assess the need. Okay. So someone's like, oh, I want to lose some weight. You're like, oh, how serious are you about that? They're like, well, if I could, you know, eat as much as I want, drink as much as I want, and not exercise a lick, I'd love to lose 30 pounds. You're like, wow, good luck with that. Like, I don't know your fairy godmother, so I don't know that I can help you. Okay. But if they're like, no, I'm serious, blah, 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 then you can say, hey, so do you know how you want to lose weight? Do you want to do it through diet, right? Nutrition? You're going to do exercise. If you're going to do exercise, what are you going to do? Distance running, you know, weight training, yoga, like there's lots of things to do. They may say, you know what? I've got a nutritionist and I've got a trainer. I think the problem is like in my head. Oh, well, have you ever tried hypnotherapy? Right? So now we're finding out, asking the questions. So how does someone assess the need on your behalf? Right? What are some great questions to ask? So and how are we qualifying the need when we're giving a referral? Okay? So, you know, so how long have you been dealing with that? Have you talked to any professionals? Right? What's your budget? What's your time frame? And here's a great question for urgency. What happens if you don't get this taken care of? Dun, dun, dun. Right? Okay. So what happens when we have this conversation? How are they feeling?
Well, it makes them think about actually what they want and what they need. It helps them clarify it themselves because they might not even know until you ask the question.
Yeah, exactly. So it helps them clarify their need, helps them go, maybe I need to get some help here, or I need to think about this. And it also demonstrates that we care about them, right? Now we know more about their situation. We care, right? They feel heard, right? Now, when we offer a solution, they're more likely to take us up on it. So the 4th step is to offer a solution. So if they're like, hey, I want to buy a house, you're like, oh, I got a realtor, here's our card, right? Okay. That, you know, so now we want to say, why do I refer this person over all the other people who do what you do? We want to have the needs conversation, right? And then we want to offer the solution. Here's my magic phrase. I don't know if this is for you or not. You know why? Because when we say, you got to use my realtor, they're like, no, I don't. Do you like to be told what to do? Like, Andrew, you need to do this. You're like, no, I don't. Even if you do, even if you agree, you're just going to be like, no, don't tell me what to do. Okay. People, especially Americans, love choice. Okay. I don't know if this is for you or not. They'll be like, well, let me listen and I'll let you know if it's for me. Okay. But now we've got an open ear. So I don't know if this is for you or not, but I happen to know the most phenomenal realtor. She's not just a realtor, she's a broker. She's been in the business over 30 years. She's a mentor to new agents. She's past president of the Women's Council of Realtors. She's very well thought of. And most importantly, she's an absolute champion for her clients. I happen to know that when she was a senior in high school, her and her mom were in a car accident. They were hit by a drunk driver over here on the Carquinez Bridge, and her mom passed, and she woke up in the hospital out of a coma in full traction. And the doctors had dire diagnosis. You'll never walk, never have kids, all this. She had a different vision for her life. And she wanted to run and walk and have kids and all these things. So she had to go against all the naysayers and overcome a lot of obstacles. And guess what? She runs, she walks, she has kids, she's got like a vibrant life. Do you ever think there's an obstacle in a real estate transaction? This is the woman you want by your side. I happen to know she helped a family recently just buy their dream home. And of course, they had a lot of criteria. She listened. She really, really listened to what they wanted. She helped them find their absolute dream home. They're in their home now. They're over the moon. They invited her over for tea. They're so excited, right? And said, thank you so much for helping us get our dream that we didn't even know that was possible. Now, is that the type of realtor you'd at least want an appointment with? Her name is Ronnie. I'd be happy to introduce you. Okay. All right. So how are people offering you as the solution? Okay. How are you offering your referral team as a solution? Right? You're like, oh, talk to this dude. He's cool. Right? But why? Why do you refer this person over the other people? Okay. That's part of our messaging. That's part of our conversations with our referral team. This is how we train each other to give each other better referrals. Okay. So now we've got one more step. You're like, what? I thought we were done. Didn't we do the referral? Like, that was pretty good. Right? Okay. So what if we didn't just send referrals? We sent each other appointments. Okay. So the fifth step is the appointment. So when I refer my financial advisor, okay, I'm going to say, so when you meet with Kevin, the first appointment is just to get to know each other, just to, learn about each other, ask him about his philosophy and what he's, his services and how he helps people. You tell him about your situation. Here's your goals, what you want, all of that. Okay. Get to know each other. Okay. And if you like each other, then you'll set up a second appointment. Now, the more information you bring on that first appointment, right? So if you've got your statements and all the things that you already have for your retirement accounts and things like that, your investments, if you bring that the first appointment and you like each other, okay, then you can share that with Kevin. And on that second appointment, it'll just make it easier. You'll still want to send it to him. Second appointment, then he's going to take all that information, where you are, where you want to be, and he's going to give you some options. Okay. He's going to give you some options. Here are some ways that you can get to where you want to go. Then you just pick what you like And then on that third appointment, then you'll start working together on implementing the strategies that you feel are right for you. Now, what did I do for Kevin? I helped set the expectation of the process, his sales process, right? Sometimes when people, even if we do the best referral conversation, when they go to book that appointment, they're like, I have to talk to a salesperson. So if we we share, here's what's going to happen, then it puts their mind at ease. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to find out if I like them. Okay. Step one. And then if I like them, then we can move forward. Okay. So it puts them at ease. So what does your first appointment look like? Does your referral team know how to set the expectation for your first appointment and make that easy for them to say yes to? Okay. Do you know what the first appointment looks like for your referral team? And set the expectation so it's easy for them to say yes. Okay. All right. 5 steps. Trust, business knowledge, need, solution, appointment. There's so much more that we can talk about that, but I want to get a couple more things and then we will, okay, sales. Okay, this is what we want, right? We want more sales, right? Yes, sales. Okay, so here is why sales sometimes are challenging. Here's what salespeople do. 48% never follow up with a prospect. 25% make a second contact and stop. 12% only make 3 contacts and stop. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, oh, I tried 3 times. Only 10% make more than 3 contacts. Okay. Here's when sales happen. 2% on the first contact. 3% on the second contact. 5% on the fourth contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. This is why they say the fortune's in the follow-up. Follow-up, 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 follow-up. Okay, so let me show you how this works with referrals. Okay, so the left triangle is your traditional sales conversation. You're in a sales conversation with a prospect, okay? So if you have a cold prospect, this is a traditional sales conversation. You have a cold prospect. You don't know them, they don't know you. The first thing you do is you want to build rapport as fast as possible, okay? Oh, you like the Giants? I like the Giants. I don't know, whatever it is, okay? So you're trying to build rapport as quickly as possible. Then you do your needs analysis. Okay, so what's the problem? Blah, blah, blah. Hear about that. Then we offer a solution. Here's how I can help you. Okay. And then what happens? You get the objections. Here's what I believe objections are. Objections are fear, right? People, can I trust this person? Right? Am I making the right decision? Okay, so they have these fears. And that's why so much follow-up has to happen. And every now and again, you like hit it out of the park and you get the sale. But that's why you have to follow up. Here, so when you have a cold prospect, you meet with them and have the sales conversation, and then you have to follow up, follow up, follow up to convert. Right triangle, relationship. You got a referral. Now you're in the sales process with a referred prospect. The first thing that you do is you reestablish the relationship with that other person. Oh, love, Love sent you over here. Okay. How do you know Love? And they're like, oh, Love is lovely. Of course she is. Amazing. Okay. They're like, we love Love. Love would never do it. She would only give us great things. Okay. So the reason we're here is because of Love. You must be an amazing person because Love's an amazing person. We get the trust to transfer. So if you're having a conversation with a referred prospect, and you're not bringing in that referral source, you're cutting your chances drastically. Or actually, you're increasing your follow-up. You're going to have to follow up a lot more. Okay. So when we get that trusted transfer, we're starting at a higher level of relationship, and we get that trust to transfer to us. We still want to do the needs, solution. They still might have a few things that they might be like, oh, I don't know about this. Now, if your referral source did the 5 steps and they had a great needs conversation, they might have already handled that objection in that needs conversation. And there's strategies that I teach on how we could do that even better. There's cool things we could do to have even better needs conversations that get the yes. Okay. So then we just let them buy. And this is why referred prospects close at such a higher rate. Okay. Because what all that follow-up on the cold prospect is building relationship and trust. When we get that referral in, it comes with relationship and trust. So now it cuts our follow-up time. Oftentimes we can close it that first time. Sometimes we only need a couple of follow-ups. It dramatically reduces the follow-up because you already have the relationship. Okay, so as you can tell, I have a lot that I could share. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. We're almost out of time. Let's see if there's anything else. So we want to continue to build our skill, blah, blah. Oh, here's the flyer for Tuesday. If you're in the area, please come. We're doing room full of referrals. We're going to do behavioral skills. We're going to build our communication, close sales faster, all these things. It's fun. Everyone does the DISC assessment. You'll know your exact profile and you're going to learn. It's super fun. I know that wasn't the best sales pitch, but there you go. I have other workshops, retreats, programs. Okay. So we've got 2 minutes. I want to make sure I have time for you. I would love to hear what were some of your takeaways. What was an aha? What was a takeaway? What's your action item? What are you going to do as a result of being here today?
I can go,
Yes.
Miley. What really stood out was when you talked about the passion, like transferring that passion, because a lot of times as business owners, we hear about what we do and who we're looking to connect with, but people really resonate with that passion part. And what I want to focus on more is sharing like more of my why I do what I do, and sharing like my goals. And I think it will help to inspire and humanize more so my goals, and help as far as like when I'm connecting with someone for referral. I think humanizing like my goals instead of just like a set business goal or a number goal, I think it will help for me to connect with other people and ask them like what is their passion as well. So that was very helpful and like eye-opening, like, yeah, I need to focus more on that side.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you for sharing, Melinda. It is 11:30, so if you have to run, I totally understand. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you want to stay for a few extra minutes, I'd love to hear your aha action steps, and I'll answer any questions as well. All right, who would like to go? David.
Hey, yeah, for me it was, I mean, I got a lot out of it. I mean, like Melinda said, the why. I want to start with start with why, probably pick up that book. The contact sphere, really creating a list of all your contacts in similar industries, but not directly competitive. Work on the 5 steps, 5 steps of referrals, and really making sure to create a process of follow up, because if you look at, you contact somebody, doing cold calling, I've contacted probably hundreds of people one time.
Mhm.
You know, and maybe more, some people 2 times, but rarely more than that, you know. So seeing that 80% of conversion rates are like 5 to 12 times after the contact, it makes you really take your CRM more important, and developing your system to be able to continue to contact people. You know, yeah, I just took a lot from it. I got a lot of notes, so I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, David. Love it.
If I could go,
Yes,
dive into it.
Andrew.
Um, I think having the clear vision and the mission statement really, I started rewriting mine as we were in the middle of the conversation. I think having that is very important, just so we can kind of share it with everybody, and it helps guide us to towards the client we're looking for, and even in our day to day. If we kind of use that as the beacon, it helps us um, kind of set a guideline to what we should be doing and how we should be doing it. I like that as well. And then the statistics on the fall off of the amount of people that follow up after the first and the second referral, I think those numbers are really important. And I'm actually going to go back and screenshot them so I have them available to me as well, because I got to preach that to my clients too, I think.
I will send you copies of the slides.
Awesome, thank you. I also wanted to ask, would we be able to connect with the other people in this room? I have a client doing something similar to David, and then Melinda, I think would be a good referral partner. So I wanted to see if I could talk to them as well.
Yes, let's book a meeting from a meeting. I can introduce you to whoever you want. If anyone wants to put your info in the chat. Hopefully everybody's got a LinkedIn profile and you can be looked up pretty easily. That's another way to connect with people. Is everyone okay if I share your information with each other?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
100%.
fine. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't mind.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Great. All right. Love, did you want to share?
Yes, yeah. So visibility, where you said pick about 3 groups that you're a part of, because sometimes out of peer pressure you think I have to be everywhere. They tell you need to go out and get known in the community, and then you find yourself going all over and nothing is really happening. So narrowing it down to a reasonable number and being active, not just appearing and disappearing, because I do that. I get scared. I get scared. Or if I don't know anybody, then
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll do more of that now, narrowing it down. And then the follow-ups. Like I've got a lot of leads, but when I called the person the first time and they said, well, I'm not looking right now. And then how do you what is it that I can do so that I'm not like overbearing on the person, contacting them for that 5th time, because I'm even scared to contact the 2nd time. How can I do it so that it's not overbearing? Because I've had a lot of leads from BNI itself, and I call the people and they're like, no, I'm not looking right now. I'm going to look maybe in the future. Then I call them a 2nd time and they're like, no, we're not ready. And it just seems like, okay, should I do it again? How do I do that?
Yeah. Well, you're providing a service, right? So, and one of the ways to do it as well is to do different ways. So calls, I love calls. I think calls are the best. And sometimes you may want to switch it up. You may want to send an email, an article, connect with them on LinkedIn or Facebook, find other ways to stay connected. But yeah, keep calling. And you will find out a good pace for you and your business. And as well as you're going to get a better sense of the pace of the client too. So it's a combination based on your business as well as the client. So kind of different businesses have different pacing for that follow-up. And different clients too. So So just kind of start to notice the pacing that feels right. So back when I was in real estate, if someone says, oh, we're not going to be ready for 6 months, rule of thumb, they're selling in 3 months. Like usually they tell you twice as long, right? So then you know, okay, I got to be more on my follow-up, because if I'm following up with them, oh, they say 6 months and I wait 6 months, they're already listed and sold, right? Like, so you need to know the pacing of your business. Does that help? Yay. Okay.
Yeah, me. Okay, so for me, 5 steps were revelation,
Yeah.
because as a passionate person, I love to give people, referrals, and when I like something, I cannot shut up about it. But now, for me, that step that you gotta reassess the reality of their need
Mhm.
is like very important, because I would start to push and tell and bring all my fiery nature forward when a person just said it in passing or just wasn't really serious about it. So that thing was very, very important. And again, knowing a lot, I use a lot. I knew right away you were talking about Ronnie. I mean, I felt it. I knew that, like, a lot. You can share a huge part of their, not only business but personality and achievements and their care to others, so that the person who you're referring to, that they cannot say no, because you just kind of like lay all out, and it's just, it's irresistible. So for me, it was like the major takeout.
Mhm.
I kind of learned on my 5 steps.
Yes. So there's 3 main things that I talk about a lot with when it comes to referral marketing. There's knowledge, there's skill, and there's strategy. So today you got a lot of knowledge. So one of the things to work on is that skill, right? So like the 5
Right.
steps, that takes skill. And then of
Right.
course the strategy is creating those referral sources and things like that. So it's it all works together.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
Marina. I hope
remember.
your head is feeling better
Uh,
a little bit.
when I
Did we
forget about
distract
it.
you? We distracted you from your migraine.
Yes, you did. Totally. Totally.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have any questions or anything else they want to share?
Well, dude.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow up with you. Shocking, but true. I'm going to send you the slides and also send you the recording. And would love to talk with each one of you one-to-one, see how I can help. And if you're interested in any of what I do, I think some of you are coming to Roomful of Referrals on Tuesday. That's awesome. So would love to see you at another program soon. And thanks for coming, everybody. Remember,
Thank
it's
you.
not what you know or even who you know. It's how well you know them and how well they know the people you want to know. Remember that.
Nice, nice.
Awesome.
Thank you. This was
you.
really good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marie.
And remember to put in your CEUs, because I know you all are BNI members.
Okay.
Truly appreciate it.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
good one, everyone.